Keep hips close to the wall, I mentioned that. Move fast, hands above the heart, what do we do? Move fast, lizard brain, boom. As soon as the hands are above the heart, you just start moving. You don't think, you just move. I mean, you think a little bit, but mostly you move. Keep your center of gravity slightly forward, okay? People fall off the traverse wall because they get their hips back here and their hands are above versus having the hips kind of like leading the hands a little bit, okay? Phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1, ankle mobility. Why would I want to do ankle mobility for a traverse wall or any type of traverse climb? Going across the wall like this. Now I'm moving across the wall like this. So what do I need? Ankle mobility. What's a great ankle mobility exercise? Very basic, I can do anytime, any place. Deep squat, I can go here and here, okay? Another thing I can do with that band that you saw over there is I'll get into a deep squat. If you guys want to go ahead and get into a deep squat. Anytime I'm demonstrating something, just do it, because honestly, it's not that much extra movement you're going to get during the day. And movement makes your body better. You can attach those bands. You can attach one to one ankle, you can attach one to either ankle, and you can do this type of mobility as a band like that is pulling you back or to the side, so you get extra traction in those ankles. So that's another thing that you can do with those bands. And again, you can do that type of ankle work while you're freaking, talking on the phone or waiting in line.
Just another quick ankle mobility that Dan Cirillo talks a lot about at SealFit. And, it's kind of like the stanky leg for those of you that dance, but just, keeping you just rotating. We did a little of this in XTX too, and then go in the opposite direction. And this is just something that you can do all the time while you're on the phone, while you're, typing away. And it definitely helps with that flexion and that ankle mobility.
Yep.
And you go both directions with that as well.
Absolutely. Wall-facing squats. Okay, wall-facing squats. This is another one that I'll do anytime, any place to get me used to moving when I'm up against a wall. It's great at turning on your glutes, teaching you good squat form. Go toes up against the wall, stare at the wall, do a squat. Really helps you keep track of where your hips are in relation to something like a wall that you might be climbing across. Great for ankle mobility, great for hip mobility. Just a basic wall-facing squat where you have your toes up against the wall. Sideways shuffle, very basic. I mean, that's literally just here, shuffling side to side to open up the hips. Again, side to side hip mobility is an issue with a lot of athletes who are used to chronic repetitive motion, front to back activity. So you want to make sure you work your side to side mobility. And then the last few things for the traverse type of walls. Fingertip pull-ups, fingertip hangs, just like grip strength, because we're usually, like especially in a Spartan, we're grabbing little 2x4s that we're hanging onto with our hands. So you want to think about replicating that movement. Sideways shuffle on the pull-up bar. For those of you working with me on the traverse wall, I'm going to have some of you just doing sideways shuffles on the pull-up bars, okay, to practice that side-to-side movement as you're pulling. Sideways shuffle on the beam up there. For those of you who can climb up on that beam and go side-to-side on the beam, again, great way to train for a traverse wall. Even if you don't have a traverse wall, just about any gym, you can jump up on the rig at the gym or on the squat rack, and you can literally just work your way around that squat rack side-to-side shuffling, which is really, really great for this type of traverse wall practice. Those are the basics. Those are the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 movement basics. So it's typically 4-point contact on the very first 4 beams that are shown. This is a little bit different than a Spartan traverse wall in that there's lots of handholds, just because I like to have fun. But anyways, 3-point contact. What that means is I've always got 3 points of contact, boom, 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 as I work my way across the wall. So 1, 2, and then as one foot leaves, one foot's always on, right? So I've always got those 3 points of contact. You will see some people, they'll kind of jump, right? Grab, grab, jump. Grab, grab, jump, okay? That's another way that you can do things if you don't want to do the 3-point contact. A couple other things. How my hips look right now? Pretty crappy, right? I want right up in there, right? I want to be doing illegal things to this wall. Okay? So, as you work your way across the wall, keep those hips nice and tight. Last couple of things on the wall, you guys. What do I trust more, my hands or my feet when I'm doing a traverse wall in a Spartan race? My hands. This is one of the few obstacles where the upper body is more important than the lower body, because these bottom ones that's hard to look at, they tend to be muddy during the race. Okay? You would be surprised at how hard you can get your hand around and grip and work here, or work here, or work here, and just basically find a good spot on these top ones. I always go for just a laser hard grip on the top, and then just light on the feet. As you are practicing on this wall, and we can get at least 6 people on this wall at a time messing around, you can either, when you get to the end, just climb up and practice going up and over the top of the wall. How am I going to do this? Where's my body going to be when I go up and over the top, ideally? Low. Here, okay, I'm wrapped around here. Low. See that? I'm not here, which again looks really great on camera, but it's a waste of energy. I'm here, I'm here, right? This is why obstacle course racers usually don't make love the night after race, because balls they're all scraped up. Seen women in some pretty painful looking positions too on these things, but you keep your body really tight and close to that wall as you go over. So you can go over this way while you're practicing, or what's the other way we could go around? If you want to practice more like the Z wall that we see in races, right? We can reach around and we can literally just blind reach. Now the reason that that's important is because when you're doing the newer Z walls that are in the Spartan races, you gotta kind of feel, you're not gonna be able to see. Okay, I found a grip. Now I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna reach around with my foot. I'm gonna feel. Okay, I got one. Now I'm gonna go under. Okay? So basically that's the idea with the newer Z walls, is you're just blind feeling. Up and over the wall. Practice that blind feeling. And again, we're all adults here. If there's more than 6 people on the wall, jog up the driveway, give yourself a little bit of workout, start doing some side-to-side crawling on that rig right there, do some side-to-side pull-ups, do some burpees up to a pull-up, those type of things, go have some fun on the rig. Good, play around with the grip, play around with getting the hips nice and close to the wall. Sure. When we race later on today,
no, I'm gonna go back, but
you're gonna have 3 options.
Hi.
Starting on the left side or the right side of the wall, you're gonna have the option to just work your way across. You'll also have the option to do a full repeat across, up and over, and back over to the other side. And then another way to practice is just go down one side, back on the other side. One thing that I'll do on a wall like this, if you guys get ideas and you want to, let's say you said, hey, I want to build my own little version of this back home. Come down here later on, take a picture of it, put it up on Craigslist, have somebody build one for you. But what you can do is you can come out and do yoga on something like this, where you just stay on the wall for 10 minutes, right? You see how long you can stay on a traverse wall for. It's one of the best ways to build up grip strength. Practice that hopping motion that I talked about. Practice staying nice and low as you go up and over the wall. Good. Once you've done some practicing keeping the hips close, 3-point contact, etc. Head up the driveway, start playing on the rig, and relieve somebody who's up there. But get some practice in first. Play around.
Thumb off grip is better.
Oh, great question. Reverse wall, thumbs on. Really lets you get that wood, right? Your hand wrapped around that entire plank. Thumbs off doesn't work too well on these walls. Now reach for one, grab it. Now you do your jump with both feet. A little hop. Whoop, that foot needs to be turned. Turn that left foot. There you go. There you go. Yep. So I want you to go where those feet are as you're on the wall. One thing that we should never use, I'm going to say this because I saw River do it, we don't want to use our knees. When we're bouldering, we're doing traverse walls, it's very easy to push that patella out of place. So it's always feet and hands, never the knees. We don't want to use the knees to stabilize us.